The formula would be f of x equals x prime x prime to the third. X to find x.
Okay, so I still...
Please raise your hand. Stop interrupting me. Yes. What do you want?
Yes. So I was wondering, when will I ever use this? Like, when I graduate and I get into the real world, like, how can I really use this?
You'll probably use this in something such as buying a house. Because buying a house, all you need is common sense, a little bit of business knowledge, and economics. Put two and two together. And that's what I'm trying to teach you, but you keep interrupting, so...
Okay. So I don't really think that's how it's gonna work. I know from my family, when they try to go buy a house, like, it was all this stuff that they had to do, right? And it was way more complicated than that. They had to do like something where they checked like a credit card. I don't know, but they had to do all this stuff, and it was real like mad complicated. So see, hear me out for a second, because I did a little research. What if we had like something like financial literacy, where it'll give us a better understanding of like the real world? They'll teach us economics, they'll teach us a little business, they'll teach a little common sense stuff on how to really maneuver out in the real world, so that like when we leave here, we're not like bumming on the street or like still living at home with our parents. Like, we actually surviving. We need more like common sense, like real world stuff. You get what I'm saying?
I'm just here to see what's in the curriculum. They pay me to teach calculus and whatever I was teaching before. So if you're thinking about this, how will this be paid for?
So I actually found out the federal government, right? They actually have grants and programs where they actually allow teachers to come in and get training and actually pull up more fun curriculum that'll teach us more fun stuff. If the government is already giving it for free anyways, why not take advantage?
That's cool, that's cool. How is it going to work though? How are you going to make sure everything falls into place?
So we can evaluate the program using holistic evaluations, which pretty much just means we're going to collect quantitative and qualitative data and analyze it to see if it actually works. Then you can plan to review it over a year and put in, like, 3 months measure, a 6 months measure, and then at the end, at the 1 year mark, actually look at the whole thing to see if it actually works. And then from there, we can say, all right, this was good and this wasn't good. But by doing it in the 3 month mark and the 6 month mark, you already have what you need and fix it before it gets to the end, and then make the changes so we could roll it out properly.
Okay, so I can see you've put some thought into this, more than you've done for this actual class. So how will you implement this?
So we can't really do it by ourselves. We have to hear from the teachers, we have to hear from the students, you have to hear from the community members, the Board of Education, and all of those people. I think you call them stakeholders. Yeah, that's the word.
All right.
Stakeholders. So we want to hear from all the stakeholders, get their input, get their feedback, and not even just get their input and feedback, but really tell them what this is about. Financial literacy is not just about math. It's way more than just math. Every day, how you move, how you survive in the real world. And once we get them all on board about how we want this policy to change, like, we should just have financial literacy as part of the curriculum. You could actually teach like financial literacy, and then what we would do is, once it's successful in high school, we could actually roll it back to middle school, and then eventually, if we're starting this in like elementary school, can you imagine how many kids will actually graduate from Montgomery County actually ready and prepared for the real world, whether they want to go to college or whether they're just ready to start life? They'll be prepared for the real world. So members of the Board of Education of Montgomery County Public Schools, this is a call to action for you to do a policy change on the current graduation requirement for high school students. The current graduation requirement should include financial literacy as part of the curriculum, as it provides real-world experience opportunities for students in the system to better be prepared for real-world experiences. And so after graduating high school, they'll have multiple options, whether they are looking to pursue the collegiate route, or whether they are considering vocational education, or whether they are ready to fully immerse themselves into the real world. Whatever the option they choose, providing them with financial literacy will better equip them to be more successful in that adult transition. And so this is why financial literacy and financial education should be an important requirement, part of the high school graduation requirement.